John Wayne or John Wayne acting as Michael Caine. It was one of the two in that order. That's what that sounded like. Yeah. Anyway, yes, we are now live. We have gone to live.
Okay.
I probably should have asked this before we went live. Do you have our beers? Did you study the picture?
Uno. Yeah. Dos. Tres.
They are
And cuatro.
they are all the hazies. So we have all winter to collect more hazy IPAs for next spring, and I'm sure that'll pop up.
Do you mean this is the entire collection of hazy IPAs that we currently own?
Yes, there are some New England
Ah,
IPAs. There are some other interesting IPAs, so we can
right.
have another good IPA
Okay.
night in there. But I thought, might as well let's crash
That's
through
right.
some.
And I'm a bit scared about this one and this one because I feel that they've been in the old fridge for a goodly long time. That's
I
what I'm.
I will
You agree?
definitely agree. Yes, in fact, for
Hmm.
some reason, I think I had two of these ones. And I
Oh.
recognized the fact that I had a second one, and I knew that you had a one. So I was like, well, that's a spare. So there was one night, and I was thirsty, and I said, well,
Uh,
I'll have that one because I've got a spare. And I did
yeah.
not really enjoy it.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Spoiler alert.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm ready.
Hey, I thought I heard a noise from upstairs, but I do not. It is
Hmm.
8 o'clock. I am Ross, joining me as my co-host Ian, and together, making sure we get through these before Game 5 of the World Series is on television, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia dry. Your face lit up when I said that. We hadn't discussed the Blue Jays yet. Are you watching any of the televisual representation of the World Series on the thing?
Even if I had a sports channel, uh, I I don't think so. No, no. Have I been watching it? No. If I had the opportunity to and I had a sports channel, no. Because look, I mean, because I'm not at all interested in it. However, I do wish them well. And then a friend of mine at work, who is a huge fan, I hear them talking about it in the break room.
Mm,
He is a big Toronto Blue Jays fan, and and then I said, and he said it's so exciting because obviously this is 32, 33 years, whatever it is, since they've reached the final and they're doing really, really well. And I said, uh, okay. I said, just out of curiosity, how many of the team? Because he said, of course, they're representing Canada. I said, how many of the squad are Canadians? He went, oh, I think one.
no. And
Is that not right?
it has I don't know. I don't think it has much to do with the nationality of the players, and there's you always
No,
hear
I know.
there's
It,
one football team in Mexico that you can only play on the team if you're born in Mexico, and so it's a Mexican. But there's
uh-huh,
one
uh-huh.
team in the Mexican league, and this might have been years and years and years ago. I
Yeah.
I used to bring that up. I was a Blue Jays fan. I was a Blue Jays fan through the 80s and a little bit of the 90s. So I watched both the World Series. I was the fan. I was right there with my cap on. I played baseball, but
Okay.
the strike that happened somewhere in the mid 90s, I think, that was when
To do with money?
that was when I stopped watching.
Yeah.
It stopped being fun, or the admiration, maybe, or the innocence. My
Yeah.
innocence for the love of the game left. I don't know, something happened, but
I
recently.
find that it's probably the same with me. With you're talking about that, you kind of your passion for the game waned.
Yeah.
Now I was absolutely 100% a soccer nut right up until I left the UK when I was 40 years old, and I spent even the first few years while I was here, into my 40s. I had a channel where I could that I paid for once a month, and then watched all these soccer games. And as a result, I remained connected. I think this is where it is. You remain connected and have something of an emotional response to players that you know and teams that you're familiar
Mm,
with.
hmm.
If you then let that wane over a period of months and years, and you just kind of just look at the scores, you lose the player person, the personality connections.
Yeah.
Therefore, they just become a team, just a club with a name, and you don't see the faces, you don't see the stuff that goes with it, and you don't cry and laugh with them and go, yes, when they score or when they hit a home run or whatever. You don't get that response. And slowly but surely, you lose the emotional connection, you bond that you have to the game. And that's what happened to me with soccer.
Now you say that, and I agree. I fully agree. Where every now and then people would say, "Oh, here's the Blue Jays, and look at this highlight right here," and I'm like, "Who is this guy? I've never heard of. I've never seen this face before in my life." And so my daughter wanted to watch. We watched the semifinals, the league championship series, where the Jays beat the Mariners. Yeah, in the last game where they won, and they won that. And I'm watching, going, I don't know who any of these people. I don't know what's going on. And my daughter's asking me about the rules because I apparently have never explained baseball to her of all things. And so then she wants to watch, oh, they made it to the World Series, we got to watch that. And I sort of say, fine, kind of sort of not quite into it. By game two, we were saying things like, oh, here comes this guy, didn't he do this the other night? And suddenly you're remembering, and you're part of it, and you're getting into it, and you're seeing. And
are you watching them all the games now then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they last like 3 or 4 hours, don't they, each, with the hot dog breaks?
Except for the 6-hour one when they go to 18 innings the other night. But I didn't watch that one. I went to bed.
What?
Oh, yeah, it went overtime. Super overtime. That happens. It happens.
Good grief.
Anyway.
Really?
Okay.
Didn't know that.
We could probably talk about baseball forever. Baseball, because, I mean, we do definitely get into sports and baseball. We really have to keep the sports out of the beer show. But we do have, tonight, we have some Hazy IPAs. We had a collection of them, and I just said, you know what? Some of them, the smaller can, the 355 ml. So I said, well, why not? Let's just go through them. Let's just get these out of here, because some of them have been here a little longer, and most of them are kind of, even two of these were specials of this past summer. So it's like, well, it's 2025 summer. It's getting colder. We got to say goodbye to summer by drinking a bunch of beer. It made sense in my head. I'm sure it did. But we do have, starting at the lowest of the alcohol volume, is the 4% Hazy IPA, the Fundy Fog. I love that hand drawn from Sea Level, the Millstone Harvest Brew House up in Sheffield Mills. Keep cold, avoid sunlight. It does say stuff on the side. This flavorful beer has notes of melon, mango, and citrus, accompanied by a very light malt profile, with aromas of tropical fruit and pineapple, finishing with a juicy mouth feel.
Ooh. Juicy mouthfeel.
Now it does. Nice. So on the website it just says juicy, tropical, fruity, and totally crushable. So again, a 4% Hazy IPA. I think they might be onto something here. I like that. Oh, it's a very full can.
It's not nailing its colours to either a Westie or a New England, is it? It doesn't, unless I missed it anywhere. So this is going to be a voyage of discovery.
Yeah.
No, we're just going to have to taste this and decide whether or not we like it. I'm kind of feeling the Hazies are. We're experts now, Ross. We're IPA experts. We're full aficionados, and the hazy ones tend to be, do they not? Hazy and juicy tend to be the old New England style, which we dig immensely. So this could be really exciting, unless there's a wild card in there and they've thrown in some Westies. Happen to be hazy and juicy, and then we're going to go, bleh! Spit that out.
But for the most part, they don't have the bitter pininess of a West Coast IPA. They do taste closer to a New England than a Westie. Although we may not be experts at hazy IPAs, but
no, I was kidding there.
This one, I can see through it. I don't think I'm supposed to see through it. Am I crazy?
Hazy.
It's much more. No. It's a browner shade. It's a more coppery smell on it.
You said you were a poet then. You said it's not hazy. Or am I crazy? I feel like you were like writing some lyrics on the go. You were
Hazy Maze Cave, World 6 of Super Mario 64.
Okay.
That video game is where I get all my poetic ingenuity from.
Excellent. Not Leonard Cohen. You get it from a video game.
Yeah.
Cool.
Leonard Cohen tried.
I figured that's your style. Your style.
Leonard Cohen tried. Bless him. He did do his best, but no, it all came from a video game.
He gave it a go. Level 6 specifically of this video game.
This smells outstanding.
It is.
I'm really looking forward to it.
It's slightly hazy, Ross. It looks more like a beer that's got sediment in the bottom, so it gives it a kind of haze to it.
Yeah.
It's not it's not completely opaque.
Nope.
Like some of them are big. It's like orange juice. Sometimes you get. It's
The
not that. It looks like an unfiltered beer.
it does a bit.
Probably what it is.
The head sticking around. That's nice. I feel like
Yeah,
I've
it
got
is.
this at just the right temperature. I am very ooh. I'm almost
But what do you smell?
sneaking a little bit of like what was it, like a mango or a tropical fruit in the smell of it. Oh, why did it have to be written so small? No, so melon, mango, and citrus, and a light malt profile. It has aromas of tropical fruit and pineapple. So it should smell like tropical fruit and pineapple.
It does.
Yeah, okay, but it's
It
gonna
does.
taste like melon and mango and have a light malt profile. So y'all set? Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep.
That's a dash fine beer. I do
Melon.
say so myself.
Melon. I wasn't
You're getting
expecting
melon.
melon, but yeah, just a little bit, like almost a
Is that
cantaloupe, sort of.
the predominant flavor you got out of that was melon?
No, but it's in there.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly,
I'm smelling pineapple. I'm getting a very subtle mango. Very subtle.
Mm.
It's it is maltier, yes,
Mm-hmm.
than a lot of them we've tried, the hazies. So
Yeah, that's
so before, like up till a year or 18 months ago, I'd have been saying, "Oh, great! There's a malty backbone to this one," and now I'm loving this one because of it.
it tastes
And
more like a
nowadays,
pub ale with a subtle citrusy. You know what I mean? Am I crazy?
mm, mm,
Am I
mm.
hazy?
Are you hazy or are you crazy?
Am I hazy or am I just crazy?
Does it have a pininess to it? Are you getting anything at all?
Teeny tiny
If it
little
is,
bitter at the
that's
very
right.
bare end, but I kind of
Right.
like that because then it reminds me of an ESB or something like that. It reminds me of a nice
I've
bitter.
slowly, of course, in the last few months, come to just kind of acknowledge the existence of the piney West Coast version now.
Yeah, you're almost
So
just a
that,
little bit ahead of me. And you accepted the IPAs before I did, and now you're accepting the Westies, and I feel like I'm never gonna get there, but you never know.
no, there's still only one winner. I mean, if it's a straight New England versus a West Coast piney hoppier version, then I know I'm still going to go for the New England style every time. But when I do venture into Western territory, it's not the terrible experience it used to be. I don't get shot down like I'm just shot down as I'm venturing over the prairies there towards Western territory. It's pretty good now. I'm on board with the Westies now, but it's still not quite winning me. It's not going to win me over over the New England. Nah, it ain't going to happen. I'm a New Englander to the core,
Yeah,
to the day I die.
I feel like if the pub had had an interesting sour on draft and an interesting West Coast IPA, I might try the sour first.
What are
I
you
might.
talking?
I might.
Have you slowly? Yeah, have you
I
slowly
don't
getting a
like
bit
them,
of a...
but I will drink it out of curiosity as opposed to
I
my
see.
dislike for West Coasts.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that's
Well,
where
I'm
that
sorry,
is.
man. Then you're ahead of me there because most of the,
All
I mean,
right.
like 95% of the sours are just, to me, I like Drano. They're just awful things. I don't know. I don't know why people don't even, I don't know why. Why don't you just have I don't know, go and get one of those fruity alcohol pops that you get from the
I used to
12-year-old
love
kids
those.
drink.
Maybe that's why.
I
I
know.
very much like this, and I'll tell you, it is not. It may be 4%. It may be light alcohol, but it's not light bodied. It's got a
No,
very
it's certainly not. Yeah,
thick body.
that might be the
to it.
maltiness.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It just gives it that much a bit of oomph. Yeah, you say it's bodied. It is. If someone had said if we'd have blind tested this, one of those I can never remember that Cuva Lab things.
Yeah.
If we'd have blind tested this and they'd have said, "Go on in, have a go at the strength. What do you think it is?" I'd have said that was at least 5, maybe even 5.5.
Five and a half, borderline 6, just because of the heft of it.
The mouthfeel as well. It's very smooth and very creamy and very delicious.
That is very
I like
good.
it too, a lot. And it's crushable.
The crushable hazy. I do wish it was like a little thicker. Like that is it is transparent. You can see through it, and it's the only mark that I would take away from it. Regardless.
Okay. It's a solid start to the evening, isn't it? With your Hazy IPAs. That's
good expectation. I was very happy about that. Next, leaving a small dreg. Mouthfeel down at the bottom of that. North Brewing, hiding their logo on the back of this can, came out with a beer specifically for the Halifax Tides Football Club called the Halifax Tides Football Club Hazy IPA.
Oh,
and
that's imaginative.
I'm trying to remember. It's coming in at a 5.8, so that's our next one. We're getting a little bit stronger here.
We galloped to the almost 6% straight from the fall.
Everything.
Yeah, we didn't even. There was no. Yeah, there was no in between. We didn't step our way up. We just went straight to the heavy stuff.
Yeah. Now,
crikey.
I had to look this up because I didn't know the answer because I'm not in Halifax and I don't follow local sports. The Halifax Tides is the female professional soccer team down in Halifax. Because I believe
They're
the men's
professional team.
Yeah, I believe the men's team is the Wanderers, the Halifax Wanderers.
Oh, it is. I've heard of them. Yep. Okay.
But no, so the Tides is there now over on the northbrewing.ca because it doesn't say, the only thing it says on the can is not incredibly helpful. Fresh, fierce,
is that it?
And hazy.
They'll do that, won't they, North Brewing? They'll throw 3 adjectives. Is that right? Is it adjectives?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, cool.
But it's a hazy IPA, so I know that it's going to be hazy.
Yes.
We didn't get it too long ago, so I know it's fresh. And they're just throwing in fierce because professional women's soccer team, you just got to throw in some of these buzzwords for, we're the fiercest team in the league. We're 8-5. I'm like, well, that doesn't make you the fiercest team in the league there. I'm sorry. Mathematically, wins to loss ratio, that does not make you the fiercest. That means that 5 times out of 13, you come up a little unfierce. Anyway, over on the website,
I went through this before actually about the naming of North American sports teams. This about how they're normally, like the Cougars or the Panthers or the Storm or the Bullets or something, something really scary or fast or fierce.
It's the intimidation
is a bit. That's right. You're not intimidated by sort of meeting the Tides, and it's even worse in England when we have Manchester United and Blackburn Rovers. They're not really they're not terrifying you with their name. Arr, we've got to go and meet the Wolves. Oh, no. We've got to go and meet Manchester City. It just doesn't sound at all terrifying. I don't know. We could do better, is what I'm saying.
What's the one we were watching? The kids put on college football. We're getting back into sports again, but I have to tell you this one. The kids put on a college football game, and it was between 2 teams: the University of South Carolina and the University of somewhere in like Alabama or something like that. And I was watching it. And it said, South Carolina this and Alabama this, and here's South Carolina. Here they come, and they go, and they've got the red uniforms, and Alabama had the red uniforms, and South Carolina had like orangish. Anyway, so then at one point it pans over, and there's the cheerleaders, and they're rah rah rah, and 2 of them are holding up signs, these professionally written signs by the, they're official cheerleaders wearing the gear. University of South Carolina, USC across the, and they've got these signs, these posters up that says "Go Cox."
The COCKS. Were they called the Cox?
Well, this is what I needed to look up. So I looked it up, and the official name of the team is the South Carolina Gamecocks.
okay. So go Gamecocks.
But
Yeah, I can
so
see why they.
and
Well, I can see why they would sort of shorten it
you
to
always
Cox.
want to abbreviate things. So Gamecocks was
You do.
far too much to get out of your mouth. So you had to shorten it
Yeah.
to, oh, are you a fan of the Cox? Oh, I love the Cox.
Big Cox fan.
Big
I
Cox
love
fan.
Cox.
Love the Cox.
Absolutely, yeah. I bet they get that all the time, but they've probably got past it now. They're like, yeah, we've heard it. Oh, so they
I
just
feel
go
like
for it
that's
now.
what was going on because everyone was very
Yeah.
proud of this, and the cheerleaders had their signs open, and
Absolutely.
I'm watching it, and I'm just sort of saying, is it 2025?
Yeah.
Have I time traveled? What is happening here?
Yeah, they've probably listened to all the double entendres,
So-
and they're so tired. So they're like, yeah, we're over that. Just
Tides,
move on.
Storm,
Anyway,
Cougars, Falcons, and then all the way at the other end, you've got the Cox.
Anyhow, we've said Cox a few times now.
Yeah,
Great.
I think
Most
we've
of us
gotten
said
away with
Cox
it.
on the podcast.
I said it
All right.
once, but I don't think anyone noticed.
We haven't. It's not nearly as many times as we said rimming last week, actually, as it happened. So we've got some way to go to equal that.
If there was an FCC in Canada, we'd be maybe in a little bit of trouble. This one doesn't look very.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a haze. It's a tiny little. It's like a pineapple juice down there. Very yellowy. If you compare the two, the Sea Level is much more on the brown copper side of things, and this one is much more on the pale flaxen from North Brewing. He said,
and it's more in keeping with some of the juicy, hazy. It's less malty smelling for sure, and it's more that I've come to recognize as soon as I crack open a hazy IPA.
I mean,
it's got that smell.
I don't want to crap on or dump on them for being like a mainstream hazy IPA, but if you're doing something in collaboration, here you go. This was what I got away from is the description on the website from northbrewing.ca is Halifax Tides FC Hazy IPA was brewed in celebration of the inaugural season of the Halifax Tides FC. Tides IPA is a refreshing and tropical offering catered to be enjoyed throughout the season. Tides IPA has pina colada vibes with its combination of vanilla, pineapple, and lime aromatics for a bright and floral hydration experience. At a quaffable 5.8 ABV, it remains refreshing throughout the entire match. Best enjoyed pitch side or live streamed from the comfort of your BFF's living room. Go Tides, go.
Hydration experience. What was that? That sounded great. Like it was a Gatorade or something.
Floral hydration experience.
Wow, that's great. That's what I want from a beer.
Yeah, when I'm feeling thirsty, I always hydrate myself by rubbing a tulip on my face.
Big time. I've got the smell totally of a big northeast juicy hazy IPA. That's not a bad thing. In fact, it's smelling a little more citrusy than some of them do.
I'm getting a bit more floral.
You're getting the floral.
More floral than citrus out of the smell.
From your hydration experience.
From my hydration experience, this is a bed of orchids at the moment.
Okay.
Hydrangea experience. Oh, there's the haze. Ooh, get to the bottom of the can.
I can't fit it in my can.
That's where the juice
We went
is.
to this. We went to the science beer thing. Of course, we picked this thing up, but I'm a bit scared to put all of this can in there because the head is so far is not dissipating.
I had to do a little
that's right. Okay.
maneuvering, but it did all fit in my North Brewing mug.
Okay. It's very hazy.
Oh, it got there. Yeah, the haze was at the bottom of the can, definitely. Now it's looking like what I was expecting, but top of it still looks like a root beer float. That is.
Well, I'm not going to get it in, Ross. I'm basically not going to get it in. So all the haze you're saying, the majority of the haze is all still in the can.
Are you seeing it pour out of the end of the can there?
Yeah. What I'm going to have to do, my friend, is take a big old British swig on this to get rid of like some of it, so I can put the rest of the can in. So
right then,
that's not a bad thing. It means I get to swig a beer.
Oh, true.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. What was that fruit that just went, ooh. What was that fruit? Let me get that again. It's not as heavy as I thought it was going to be. That's the first thing I
No,
was going to say. And then all of a sudden, the fruit just went, "Ooh, what's that?" And I was like, I got taken aback. Hang on a second.
it's very creamy.
Hmm.
It reminds me of like an orange cream, honestly.
What was that fruit that just smacked me at the end of that taste? Oh, there's all the juice. Oh my God, yeah. And all the sea monkeys. We haven't said
Yep,
that for
there
a
you
while.
go.
There's lots of them in
That's
there.
the
That's
stuff.
unfiltered. That's the good stuff right there. Loving that. And
Vanilla. So
this would have been the time for the fruit flies to come and make a big appearance again. Thankfully, I punched one in the face while I was in the bathroom just now, and it died.
honestly,
And I thought that's one that's less that's going to be drinking my beer.
I'm
And
getting what they're
they haven't
talking
come
about.
around yet.
I'm getting what they're talking about with
You're getting it, are you?
the pina colada vibes with this taste of vanilla. There's that very sweet but a very vanilla sweetness.
There's a difference at the bottom of the can. Now I've added the last
Yeah.
the last quarter of the can to it. It's made a difference to the overall taste flavor of the beer. It was all set at the bottom. All the
All the good stuff.
the yeast and all the flavorings were all sat at the bottom of the can. It's quite different now. Now that I've added the rest of it, it's even smoother. It's even creamier. It now is fuller bodied to me because I was thinking it was quite surprisingly light. It isn't that
yeah,
anymore.
that's too bad. Well, I'm glad you got the bottom of the can in there because that's
Mm-hmm.
definitely where the good stuff was hiding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, creamy, like an ice cream.
Hmm.
Oh, did they say pineapple?
Yes.
They did. Good, because I've got a bit of pineapple. That might
Vanilla,
have been the fruit.
vanilla, pineapple, and lime.
Mm. Lime. Okay.
Oh, well, that's the aromatic.
Lime is a funny thing.
Huh.
Lime is a funny thing. Lime complements things. It doesn't often take over unless it's unless you got a lot of it in it. Yeah, I'm
my brother-in-law is partial to a key lime pie, and so we often have that
me
every year on
too.
his birthday. And
It's so good, isn't it? A lemon meringue pie and a key lime pie are probably my two faves. The lemon meringue pie is the creamier, kind
Yep.
of sweetest thing, but a key lime can be so refreshing.
My sister's
Weird about
favorite
key lime.
is the lemon
Lemon.
meringue pie. So we
Oh,
always had
love
that
'em
growing
both.
up. That was her birthday special. And then
Okay.
when my brother-in-law came into the picture, he requested the key lime pie. What did my
Yeah, it's
stepdad-
wonderful.
It's funny. I don't think
Can I take your key lime pie though and your lemon meringue? And I love those. They are two of my absolute favorites. But can I raise you a coconut cream?
not. I love coconut. Not many people love coconut, but I do love it.
Mm.
But I don't always go back to a coconut cream pie. Like if it's on offer,
Ah,
won't always go to it.
no.
My
So if there was a straight toss between the three, you're going to go for the key lime, are you?
Nope. But so you have those two, and I was always happy to have them on everyone's birthday. But on my birthday, I requested the Boston cream pie. That was mine.
I don't believe I've ever experienced that particular pie. Where was it? Where'd you have that?
My mother made it.
Oh, so it's a recipe that's. Hang on, your mother's Scottish, isn't she? How did she know that?
I don't know, and honestly, I don't know when and why I would have. All I know is that for as long as I've tasted it, and for as long as it's been my birthday, I've requested that, and we always have Boston cream pie on my birthday, and I'm pleased and quite happy. I thought, when did that start? So I assume I was offered a Boston cream pie at some point in my youth before I started requesting it on my birthday. I have to assume this.
Is it the same flavor as you get with a Boston cream donut?
Similar to, yes. Most of the personality is in the cream, but the addition of the chocolate on top is necessary to the enjoyment.
Okay. And does it have a biscuit base or a sponge base? What's
Sponge.
Going on underneath?
Two layers.
Sponge.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, that's why a key lime pie and a lemon meringue pie is just like a pie because it's got that lovely biscuit base. If you put a sponge thing into
Then
it, then it just becomes a cake.
It's cake.
It's a cake.
Yep.
It's cake. Yeah, then it loses marks
But
immediately.
it's for my birthday, so
like,
a birthday cake.
I get that. I get that. But in the Ross naming law convention, if it's not doing what it says on the in the ingredients, this is not a pie anymore. It's a cake. So I mean, it's a good cake, but it's not doing what it says on the tin. It's more of a it should be called a cake rather than a pie. I'm going to mark it down for that.
You're not bringing up an argument that we haven't said dozens of times over my copious birthdays. When we sit back and say, it's not really a pie, though, is it? It's definitely cake. Why isn't it Boston cream cake?
It's a cake. Cake.
And I'll say, I don't know.
What do you think of this, mate? It's very, very hazy IPA-ish. I will say that.
It is
ticking a lot of boxes
without being over the top. It's not unwelcome. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
very much so.
Without it knocking it out of the park, to use a baseball term again.
Maybe just because sometimes when we have a hazy, and it's hazy like this, it sort of says, here you are, and now the citrus, and here it comes. Yeah. But I feel like this is just acceptably. I mean, again, this is here. We're gonna serve this and drink it through the match, and you all can have this at the side. So, it is a hazy IPA for the masses. It's one that doesn't balance too far one way or the other. Too bitter of an IPA or too juicy and citrusy for the hazy fans. It's just nice.
Yeah, it's balanced. Then okay, that's what you're trying to say. It will appeal to a very broad spectrum of IPA lovers. I can see that without it being spectacular or eyebrow raising. It's just a really good, very professionally done IPA.
Oh yes. Because sometimes North would say, here is our hazy IPA, and we made this. It's a recipe that we invented, and it's very much like, and it's got a very, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but a very strong protagonist of a flavor, where this one, it just kind of balances everything, and it keeps itself very neutral isn't quite the right word for it, because it is flavorful. It is tasty. It just doesn't have that over-the-top.
Flavorful.
Yeah.
I think it's creamier than a lot of them are.
Yes.
It's got a really smooth, creamy mouthfeel to it, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Without it being cloying, without it kind of sticking in my mouth and going. It's sliding down very easily, and I just realised I've almost drunk the whole can while I was sort of chatting away there. So I've got to be careful.
We got through those,
and like you said
quick.
quite earlier. They might be hazy IPAs, but these are chalk and cheese. Look at the difference of those against one another. Completely different beers. One is a malty backbone to it, and this one certainly ain't.
And kind of translucent. But the Tides one is coming closer to what we would expect. But then
yeah, it is.
Then we go back to the small cans out of Hilltop Hops over in Newport Corner? No.
Are they still going?
Brooklyn.
Please tell me they are.
Brooklyn, Hants County. There we go. It's close to Newport Corner or Newport Station. Yeah, exactly. Yes, they are still going. As far as I know,
they are still going.
Still there. I've reached out to Chris once or twice about being on here, but haven't heard back from him on that yet. But out of Hilltop House, we have this one. This is the Mauzy Ol Brew. Mauzy, the Hazy IPA, coming in at 6.2%.
Oh.
And
wow.
Couldn't find anything on the website, anything on the side here. So over on they kind of let their beer do the talking, don't they? Because the cans, pretty much,
they'll just do this bullet thing. This is what Paddy's used to do, and a number of others. They kind of save a few bucks maybe they can put all those
Yeah, just
well saved dollars into the beer itself. Yeah, that's right. And it's a generic can that they just put a white label on the front,
a sticker
and then
on it.
put their own little sticker. That's right.
And
And I don't care about that because
no,
it's
I love
what's
it.
inside it that really matters.
And my favorite, what I miss about things like this was I miss it when the label was like a little bit crooked, as though someone was doing it hastily down in the basement, saying,
Yeah,
"Just
in the
slap it on
basement.
there and
Yeah,
get it out of the store."
yeah.
Uh,
These people won't care what it looks like. They just want beer, and it's good beer, so give them it.
over on, over on the Untapped. One second.
Oh, that thing. I remember that.
Which I'm apparently
I used to
allergic
go to Untapped quite a lot in the past, and nowadays I'm like, nah, I got bored of Untapped.
Well, when
Don't bother with that anymore.
when I absolutely have no possible explanation for it, then over on Untapped it does say of the Hilltop Hops Brewhouse, Mauzy Ol Brew is an IPA, a New England / hazy, is classic
Good.
hazy IPA, nice and fruity, with an average mark of 3.5 out of 5.
I hope it's out of 5 because if it was out of 10, that would be wickedly
What's that, like
disappointing.
7?
3.5 out of 5.
7.1 out of 10 is the average mark. But it's here in the
Okay.
355
Okay.
milliliter can. But
I did ask whether whether they were still going, and I was really I guess
well,
I knew they were still going, but of course Meander River
just
close
up the
by
hill
there,
from them, yeah, up the
very
hill and around
sad,
the corner.
yes. But, no, I don't. It's not sad. They're retiring. They've they're apparently. I mean, they've come to reach the end of their road, and they're hanging up.
Yep.
And so you can't say anything about that. And so you never know about Meander River. Maybe someone else will say, okay, we know you're retiring, but you've got some good beers there, so maybe we can come in and do something. I'm just using that every cloud has a silver lining kind of thing, and it's possible. Upstreet Brewery, when they disappeared, I thought, oh bloody hell, they've got some really good beers there. Then someone come in and said, yeah, all right, we'll start brewing your beers for you. Just give us a moment. It's not all doom and gloom.
I don't know anything about business. I've never been a small business owner. I don't want to be a business owner. It scares the crap out of me. But
yeah, me too.
I would think that if you're interested in selling your, I'd like to retire, give up my brewery. What do? Do you announce on Facebook that you're closing things down and done? Or do you just sort of casually put things up for sale and don't talk about it much? And then
I think
the change of hand
Wayfarers,
happens.
did they not? Your closest brewery there.
Yep.
I mean, they sold up. They changed their name wholesale. I mean, they big direction change.
Yep.
But the winning recipes, as it were, anyone coming in and says, all right, then we don't mind. We'll take your recipes off you. Might change a few things, and we'll sort of we'll play with it a bit, but maybe we'll keep the same name that people have come to love and drink a lot of. Can you remember Jeff down at Bad Apple Brewery? Of course, that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The big one they had, the box cutter, the IPA, the big selling one, his flagship beer.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, who is it now that actually bought that recipe and said, okay, we're going to now, because it's such a great IPA that it was, people recognized that and said, we need to keep, if we need to keep that. I mean, you and I, of course, we waxed lyrical about his Russian Imperial Stout.
Yep.
But the box cutter was the big seller. That was the one. That was his flagship beer. And it's nice that someone else has taken that on, is now brewing that using the same recipe as he did. So it doesn't mean to say just because the breweries go under through one reason or another, some of the brews can still make it and continue in another guise.
Annapolis Brewing Company out of Annapolis Royal. They have it, and they can it in the exact same can that says Bad Apple Brewhouse on it. When they release it, it's the same it's the same can as before. So
orange thing. Yeah,
when you talk about keeping the brand, absolutely. But Wayfarers got bought out and then just changed their name, much in the same way that Old Biddies I don't think
Yes, with
Keith
great
mentioned.
roads.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think he
right.
mentioned that he was up for sale, but it got bought out. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
out towards Sheet Harbor, and that way, there's I think Harborside. Oh,
Mm,
is it called Harborside? And that was a
that's
very.
not one I
It
remember.
was a small operation happening out of a guy's garage, and then he just announced, "Hey, I'm going on. I'm closing up. I'm done this. It's not working out." But after that announcement, another company came in and said, "No, wait a minute, we'll buy it and keep
Yeah,
doing what you're doing." So someone else bought him out after he announced he was done. So
and kept the same recipes, kind of.
I'm not sure.
And
I couldn't
yeah,
I couldn't be sure because I haven't been down that way. But it
yeah,
seems to
yeah,
be
yeah.
possible in both methods. Is I'll announce that I'm
Hmm.
closing and then get bought out, or we'll just hey, someone comes in and says, "Hey, I'll buy your thing," or if you just start making little ripples and start telling people, "I'm kind of up for sale," we
Yeah.
might who wants to buy a brewery? I mean, Sea Level alone. They said, "Hey, we're gonna finish this. Who wants to buy a brewery?"
Yeah.
And the farm that provided the brewery with the ingredients said, "We'll buy it and just bring it up here." In fact, this is where, oh yeah, I forgot to move to North. Whoops. Got my wrong,
You're moving your background.
got
What
my
about the
wrong backgrounds
smoked
on. Oh.
porter from Uncle Leo's? I wish someone brought out the old smoked porter there
Yeah. Oh, why
from
didn't that
The
happen? That would
Whiffen Brewery that went under what 2 or 3 years ago now. So it's
oh,
a fair while,
it
and
has.
that was their best beer. And you would imagine someone would have thought, well, that's a big seller.
Yep.
So if we can buy up that recipe or something, and then maybe we can incorporate it into our line. And I bet you there wouldn't be many people saying, "Nah, I don't want it." We'd leap at that because that was just the best
It was
smoked
so good.
porter we could find. It was so good.
Um, I've poured my Hilltop hops into the glass. Here's my Hilltop hops glass. And again,
Yeah,
we're coming back to this very much browner.
dark malty. Yeah,
Maybe it's because yes, all told, this one has been sitting in the closet for a little while. It's been in the beer fridge. Smells all right
mm-hmm.
still. Smells interesting. Smells maybe a little
It
bit
doesn't
more
say
on the
much, does
malty.
it? It
It said
doesn't say much on the can. We've
it's
established
no.
that. Does
It
it
said
say
nothing.
anything online?
Classic
No.
hazy IPA, nice and fruity. Mm,
Okay, so
here
we
we go.
don't know where it is. It's hazy and it's fruity. Okay, cheers.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm, what on earth? What's that taste?
This
What is that taste?
that might be a past its prime taste.
Maybe, but it doesn't taste like the past its prime taste that we've come to recognize as
No,
being
it doesn't
past its
taste
prime
gone
taste.
off. It just tastes like maybe it's
It's a
mixed.
totally different.
There's a
It's a
spice.
totally. Yeah, it's not. It's not fruity.
Nope. This is a
It's
sharp bite.
something else. This has been in the fridge for a long time, Ross. We said that.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think
there's
that one might have
something going on there.
suffered. I think that one might have
I
suffered. So
think
I
so.
don't think that's original flavors going on there. So I wouldn't
No.
want to say too much about that one. Aside from this,
What?
for having been in the closet for a long time, it's a 6.2%. That that still doesn't taste like I couldn't finish it kind of beer.
It's not skunky. It
It
hasn't
is not
gone
skunky.
to that. No, it hasn't gone to that homebrew. Oh, it's got. We've had homebrew in the cupboard for 5 years. Taste.
Yep.
Let's give it a go. It
There's
doesn't
no
taste like that,
clumps.
but it tastes. But it was like, what on earth is that flavor?
Like
It
a spice.
wasn't that flavor that we've
Reminded
come.
me of the cloves that comes in some of the wheat beers. A very sharp.
It's okay. It's cloying. It's actually on. It's all over the top of my mouth.
Okay. Oh, I didn't get
Um.
that on mine. Interesting.
Oh God, I am.
It
I'm still drinking it though, Ross. It's a flavor experience that I haven't tasted before.
I know the
It's
smell.
probably off.
I know the smell. I know what the smell is.
What is it?
It's yeah. This
What is
this is telling me that it cannot be judged and it's gone off. It smells like paint.
Yeah.
It's that
Oh, paint.
that chemically bitter
Okay.
that bitterness of paint.
Is there a date on it? It's a real shame that you know
They're
It's sat
working
there
on
all
it.
this
They're
while. We
working
think
on
we'll get
it.
to
They
those.
wanna put dates on it, but no, nobody's doing it
Okay.
just yet. That's too bad.
Yeah, I think that's been there a while, a
Mm,
long while.
that's too bad.
So
We'll
okay,
we'll get into Hilltop
we
Hops, and I'll
can't
get some
touch
new
that.
cans again soon. But yeah, I think that
Maybe I will.
I think that one is probably the one that's been in there the longest.
Maybe.
I keep trying to
Maybe.
think of excuses.
We said that. We said that right at the top of the show. We're going to call it the show of the podcast. It felt like this one had been in there a long time.
Yeah.
Equally, the Blur does feel like it's been in there a while as well. Not as long as that.
Well, you say that,
but
and you just asked about dates. But here we are, the Tusket Falls Beer Project, and the Blur Hazy IPA ringing in at our highest tonight at 6.3%. But if I twist it around a little bit, look at what's there on the can. A packaged, the 4th, of the 22nd month. Sorry, April the 22nd of 2025.
Oh, 25. Well, that would be this year. So clearly it hasn't been there as long as...
No.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
This one's doing a bit better, I think.
It feels like it's been in there longer. Was there a can that looked similar to this?
Maybe.
And we definitely haven't had this before, Ross.
Nope.
You're absolutely sure of that?
I did a search. I searched for the word blur, and we had one called the Blurred Lines several years ago.
No, that's not it then. That's not it.
There's nothing written
7
for
years ago.
description. The Blurred Lines? Yes, that was a while ago, apparently. There's nothing written as a description. It says Citra and Mosaic, which I have to assume are the hops used.
They are. They totally are.
It just says ingredients, says strong beer, unfiltered. On the website at tusketfallsbrewing.com, it says palate, tangerine, melon, nose, grassy, and dank. So it'll be dank.
Wow.
Dank melon. Why didn't they call it the dank melon? That's much better than...
No, it's already called Blur. You can't call it Blind Melon.
Oh, there's a...
Is this the one that you... Is this the one you said right earlier and you were like, spoiler alert, I wasn't sure about it.
I did say that about me having this the first time. It smells...
Okay.
It smells West Coasty, but I'm busy trying to think of a lyrical mashup between Blind Melon and Blur with your excellent musical reference just there. I'm stuck on no rain in Mr. Robinson's Quango, but I don't think I can quite find it there. Hang on.
Mr. Robinson's Mango, if it's an IPA.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we could get that.
Oh, I like that.
That's got one of the best opening riffs. That album. I'm sorry. Have we talked about Blur? I don't know that we've ever talked about Blur. You're
mentioning the Great Outdoors album, I believe.
The Great Escape.
What that's from, isn't it? Is it called? The Great Escape, not the Great Outdoors. The Great Escape.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a while. Yeah, it wasn't my fave. It followed
Park
Life. It was okay. And it had it was when they were at their absolute pinnacle. Zenith, pinnacle. Which one's higher?
Zenith could be the valley or the peak, right?
Bottom.
It could be. It couldn't it be either?
The pinnacle, the apex. It's the apex and the zenith, isn't it? Okay, so they were at the pinnacle, the apex. That's right. The zenith is the bottom. They were at their absolute pinnacle when they released that album after Park Life. They did The Great Escape. I've done it again. The Great Escape. And that was when it was the whole world. Well, it wasn't the whole world. They had us believe it was. It was Oasis versus Blur. A great music competition.
Someone was trying
Stones
that,
versus
yes.
the Beatles. I know it was, absolutely. And because Blur were releasing She Lives in a House, a very big house in the country.
Yep.
And the same day as Oasis were releasing You Gotta Roll With It. You gotta say it's not.
Oh, was that Definitely Maybe?
And everyone was like, it was from Definitely Maybe. Yeah,
so Definitely Maybe, and the
year.
Great Escape was the same time. Because
No. It's not Definitely Maybe. it was the follow-up to
What's the
that. It
story,
was
Morning Glory?
What's the Story, Morning Glory. That's what that album came from. So those
What?
two albums came out in the same year, and it was a straight toss-up when they were releasing their big singles from those two huge
Mm.
albums. And it was very much the Stones versus the Beatles from the 60s. It was like, are you a Blur or are you an Oasis fan? Never the twain shall meet. And one was this kind of artsy college boys in Essex, and the other one was this kind of Manchester, yeah, in your face, man, just beer and football. That's what. So, and it was like, which
I can't
side
tell
are
which
you
one's
on?
which. Which one do you mean is which? I'm so confused.
Well, Blur were artsy, contemporary, a little bit avant-garde in later life.
But they were
So
high
therefore,
on
they would be more,
electronic. Meanwhile, Oasis was releasing stuff like
yeah,
"Don't Look Back" and "Anger" with this beautiful acoustic.
rock and roll, full-on
But this
rock and roll. That's what they were.
was it because "Cast No Shadow"? Uh,
Yeah, it's a great album. They're
I,
both great albums.
I feel
But
like the Oasis, the follow up, definitely maybe was full on, just burst out there,
yeah,
just rocking. But you're
yeah,
right.
it was.
I thought "Roll with It" was on definitely maybe, but "Roll with It," "Hey Now," some might say "She's Electric," the best one. You play that one,
How much?
and yeah, "Morning Glory." I guess they were kind of loud, but I mean they're not quite supersonic.
Champagne Supernovas.
It,
Wonderwall's on it. So
yeah,
Champagne
but
Supernova. It's a massive album.
those are all very mellow tunes, whereas in comparison with Blur, with the possible exception of I mean Yuko and Hero was definitely a little bit slower down, and slowered is now words. I am slowering my words definitely. Oh, we could talk about the comparison of these two. I'm sorry I asked you about Blur now. Holy crap. My I loved The Great Escape. I mean, I loved Oasis as well, but the thing is I grew to appreciate Blur
So did I.
over the years and years and years. Even while they were putting out crap like Beetle Bum, and they were trying to catch the charts with Song 2 and
Oh, that's some of their best stuff.
but I was still
I'm
going
sorry.
back. I was still
When they
going
went,
back and just re-listening to The Great Escape. I will always go back and listen to The Great Escape. It's one of my favorite full albums that I will listen to the whole way, start to finish.
okay, yeah,
What's
I like it, but I like it too.
because
I like it too.
what about it's Yuko and Hero and what's the other one that I love off that the much more slow. I mean I love the
This is the next century.
the Universal is
And the
in my mind
universal.
possibly
Yeah.
one of the greatest songs ever written. I love that song.
Great, isn't it?
I absolutely love
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
But they had another one. Well, no, not Fade Away. Best Days. Other people wouldn't like to hear you if you said
Yeah.
that these are the best days of our
They're a
lives.
bit. I tell you what. When most people were comparing the Blur and the Stones to the Blur and Oasis to the Stones and Beatles, I always thought that the Blur were a bit more like the Kinks.
Yeah, okay.
If
Yep.
that makes anything to
I
you.
think it
Yeah?
does. Blur,
Good.
I feel like Blur were writing more songs with more depth and therefore stayability, music that would last.
So do I.
Whereas Oasis was
Artistic.
writing chart toppers that would just peak and
Bangers.
filter out. And
Yeah, they might not absolutely.
great today,
there was
gone
a bit
tomorrow.
more to. You were right. Even though it's nice to look back with nostalgia, because funny enough, Oasis now are doing huge headlining reunion tours across Europe. My brother lives in Edinburgh, and about a month ago, he sent me a video. He lives not too far from the whatever it's called, Scott Stadium, where they played, and you could hear everyone singing the Oasis songs like about a mile and a half away.
Does he live in a house, a very big house in the country?
Ah, touche. Very good.
Yeah.
I like that. I have before me a very hazy looking IPA.
Yes.
Extremely juicy and tasty.
This is the one that looks and smells like grapefruit juice. I mean, when we said that the Halifax Tides one, the North Brewing was a very standard hazy, I feel like the Tusket project here is showing them how it's done. It's got the right smell, every part of that. So the head didn't last. It didn't stick around very much.
It looks of the four, this one looks like the hazy IPA massively.
A thick screwdriver is what this is. The thick orange juice. Right. Cheers.
Smell? The smell?
No, I was getting some good citrusy off it.
Massively creamy, massively fruity, orangey, thirst quenching. Can you imagine if this was a hot day?
How the hell did I not like this?
Did you not like this? Are you kidding?
I swear that I drank a can of this and I did not enjoy it, but this is outstanding. This is what I wanted. I wanted 4 of these, honestly. I'm glad they're not all exactly like this, but this is it. This is the benchmark. This is what it's supposed to take. When someone says we've got a hazy IPA, I want this to arrive.
Do you? Okay. Well, then this is like, to me, is a tropical fruit and orange fruit alcoholic drink.
Yes.
Do I necessarily want that from my beer? Not necessarily, but that's not to detract from the fact that this is a massive, hazy, juicy, fruity, full of flavor, thirst quenching, rather strong 6.3 IPA. It's massive.
Oh, I feel like I'm starting to feel this one, but maybe that's just because we're 2.5 beers deep at this point. Ooh.
It's is it beer, Ross? This is my question.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, my dad would just he would take a swig of that. If I were to pour this, my brother, on the other hand, might say, that's good. My dad would be like, it's not beer, Stan. What on earth? Don't give me an orange juice. I want a beer. So if you are like you and I traditionally, we're kind of malty people. We liked our malty darker beers, and to me, that is beer historically. It's only recently I've come to accept that this is beer, and there's a beer for every occasion. And this to me is it's a hot day, and you said let's just pretend it's the end of summer and it's still warm, etc. If I'm sitting on a deck and someone hands me this and says, "What do you think of that?" Oh my God, it's fabulous.
Yes, it is.
This is so tasty.
It tastes like I just put on suntan lotion. But
that's quenching.
From your perspective, I'm just wondering, what if you brought up someone from the deep south, say some West Texas, he'd only ever drank Budweiser and maybe the occasional Miller Lite in his life, and he says, "Oh, here I am in the place that they make beer. Fine, get me your best beer. Here's a new one we've been working on. It's a hazy IPA." He's like, "Okay, whatever." And you smash that down in front of him. Boom. There you go, sir. Yeah. Have at it. And he says, what in the fire-breathing heck did you just put in front of me?
Yeah. And he's right, because you would be like, and he'd be, this isn't beer. And I understand where he'd be coming from, because exactly the same response I would have given only a few years ago. It probably would have been the same response as I gave only 6 years ago when I rocked up at the Stubborn Goat in Halifax, when someone said at the end of an evening, when someone said, "Would you like a sour beer?" And I said, what is a sour beer? Oh, it's a beer. It's just really, really popular. It's gaining popularity at the moment. And And I mean, it was. I said, I don't think I've ever had one. And this woman poured me this thing and put it on the bar in front of me, and I looked at it. Honestly, Ross, I was like, what is that? And she was assuring me this is a beer. And of course, one sip of it told me the exact opposite. That ain't no beer. That's a I don't know what that is. It's
and then
like
you think, it's a
like
kettle
a sour gummy.
sour.
A kettle sour. It's a sour gummy in liquid form. What on earth It's not beer.
We have learned that a Radler is not a properly brewed beer. It's brewed beer that they added juice to. So that's technically not processed in that way. But hazy IPAs are, you throw enough hops in there and add a little citrus and you brew it and it comes out like it's chemistry.
But they are massively fruity. And to me, historically, and to your friend down in the deep south there, that's never had anything other than Miller Lite and Budweiser, he's going to say that ain't no beer.
Yeah, what are you serving here?
Yeah, well, maybe he needs a bit of edumacating, and we've been edumacated in the last couple of years to the point where we're like, all right, it's horses for courses. If it's a cold winter's day, then I'm going to sit by the fire and sup a nice porter or a chocolate double oatmeal stout. Thank you very much. I might have one of these as well after it, but there we go. But on a hot, sunny day, as you're going to get in Texas down there, you could do far worse than having one of these northeast New England stouts.
Absolutely. I mean, you probably couldn't get on the tractor and till a field after a big, tall 6.3 like this. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know.
That's loser talk. You're just not trying.
Well, this is the thing, and I'm trying to understand my way around the light beer, where you're a man's man. You go out and you chop down a tree with the side of your hand like that Jimi Hendrix song, and then when you come home at the end of the day, what you really want is the lightest alcohol by percentage beer possible that's in the fridge. It's a 3.5. It's a light beer. We're calling it the Floral Light, coming in from the Gentle Brewing Company out of Penobscot Bay, Pennsylvania. And you're just like, the contrast of it is, it breaks my brain in half. Where you say, here is an 8% beer, so thick it's got chest hair growing on the top of it, and you're telling me that you'd rather have a Bud Light? Get out of here. That's insanity. Absolute insanity.
And it's a flavor thing that people are kind of scared of flavor and something that's a little bit different from what they've become used to. Do you remember that T-shirt? Did I give you that T-shirt? What's the matter, lager boy? Afraid you might taste something. And that's the thing about ales, that they are so diverse in their spectrum is so huge, and that you can find something on that spectrum that appeals to you. Whereas with lagers, craft lagers, thankfully, are moving in the right direction. They're giving us different mouthfeels, different flavor profiles. But and in fact, some of them are saying, these are ales, boys. Don't forget, they actually can have some flavor to them. But the vast majority of people and we have to say this, I know it sounds like beer snobbery, and it is, but the vast majority of people, when they walk into the liquor store, they're not interested in walking out with some interesting flavor that they've never had before, or trying something. They just want a Budweiser because they can sit there on their truck with their tailgate down and drink 4 or 5 of those while listening to, some country music. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't not affect them one little bit whether the beer tastes like or not, because they're just getting off on it.
But honestly, look into the concept of barbecue in the South, in Texas, Tennessee. They compare it state to state. Which state has the best barbecue? And they're like, this one's been smoked for 54 hours, and this one's got this, and I've put 9 spices on top. This hot sauce will blow your head off. Can I have a beer? This is the lightest, most flavorless little 3%. It's basically tap water which we've slapped a
Yeah.
bit. And what happened? I don't feel like it's 100% snobbery. It's maybe 50% snobbery from my perspective.
95% snobbery from us.
But it's
95%.
there's a good deal of confusion where everything is about get it bigger, get it better, punch more in the thing, and oh, I've twisted this in half, and I've slapped an entire sprig of garlic and squeezed it into the steak itself, and you're gonna taste this out of every corner of your body. But then when you try to give them a beer that doesn't taste like a Bud Light, they're like, what? And
And the thing I find about that is this: if you have something that is bespoke, if you will, something that is made at a smaller quantity, massively smaller quantities, and people are trying things and putting interesting ingredients into something and packaging it differently and appealing to a different marketplace. Typically, those things would cost more, would they not? Typically, because you're doing it on a smaller scale. And this is where beer seriously differs, because you can walk into the liquor store now and buy a 4-pack of craft beer, locally produced craft beer, lovingly and locally produced by a passionate beer maker, if you will, at varying degrees, of course. Obviously, once you get up to Paddy's levels, or Garrison, or Propeller levels, or even Nine Locks, you know, it's bigger scale now. But you get the idea. The smaller craft market, they lovingly produce their beers and they try things that are interesting, and then they put those into the NSLCs. And you can walk along there and you can think, okay, well, I want 4 of those. Or I might get a 12-pack of a Propeller ESB, and blow me down, it's the same bloody price, or even cheaper than your Budweiser and your Coors that people are walking out by the bucket load with. So it's not as if they are charging more for their craft ales than the big boys are. They're not, because they're trying to compete with the fact that the vast majority of people walk in there and walk out with garbage and don't even know that this other stuff even exists and what it tastes like.
well, we've discussed this where a 12-pack of Toller is actually slightly cheaper than a 12-pack of Budweiser. Definitely cheaper than a 12-pack of Bud Light by like $1. So it's not, you're not breaking the bank.
Huh.
But I mean,
No.
I get it, and we've said this about the cans where, okay, just quickly going through a 473 milliliter, one single can at the NSLC. The cheapest is $4.16, 4.16. The Boxing Rough Puck Ale, or the Puck Off Blonde Ale is there. And then the highest single can, oh, I'm getting into the cases now, I don't want that. It's probably something like five or six bucks, but I feel like the tall cans. So judging from cheapest, the locals are still cheaper. So Old Speckled Hen is 50 cents more than a can of Boxing Rock Puck Off Ale. The Smokehouse Cottage Cream Ale, the Berwick Beer, Beerwick Brown Ale, 431. Getting up to Dab, Coldstream Lager, there's Grolsch, there's Pabst. PBR is $4.75, and everyone talks about, well, everyone has a PBR. It's the quintessential blah 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 blah. Bud Light Lager and Budweiser Lager in a can is $4.75. You could get a Smokehouse Beerwick Brown for what is it, like 40 cents cheaper per can. It's not breaking the bank. But when you're talking about 40 cents of a $5 beer, that is close to a 20% discount for something that actually has taste to it.
Taste
and this is
flavored and
I'm convinced it's not snobbery, it's actual confusion at this point. Where someone's over here and they're literally eating a can of dog food. They've cracked open a can of dog food, put it in a dish, and are just eating it with a spoon. And you say, Look, I could make you a burger over here. It's grass-fed organic beef. And it would actually, and they're like, no, I like my dog food. I just like my slops. Give me my gravy, my kibbles, my bits. I'll have it on there. No, but if I do this, have a crunch. There'll be a little bit of a zest to it. I'll sprinkle some, there'll be some garlic in there, maybe a little slice of pickle in there. No, I'm just gonna have this. No, listen. Instead of buying that can, I will make you, and this burger will be cheaper than that can of dog food that you're currently eating. You're like, nope, this is just what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have this, and
Yeah.
you slowly you stop thinking to yourself, I'm not trying to tell you that you're a terrible person for eating that slop, which is it's worse for. I'm so confused why you won't entertain the possibility of a better product for a cheaper price.
It does it not come down to a person's traditional what they see? I mean, I always wonder to myself, why do Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, huge multinational, multi-billion dollar, world renowned, world famous companies. I always ask myself, why do they need to advertise at this point? Everybody knows
What
what a Coke is. There can't be a person on this planet born in the middle of the Borneo jungle that doesn't know what a Coca-Cola is. Uh, Seemingly, and of course, Budweiser being the perfect example because they call themselves the king of beers, and they are the biggest selling, whether you like it or not,
mm-hmm.
the biggest selling beer in North America, whether you like it or not. Every year, of course, come this time with your baseball thing going on, and with the Super Bowl, they will pay millions and millions of dollars to advertise their product in front of a watching world that already knows their product. Do they really feel that they need to be advertising the product that everybody in the world is walking out and buying? Whereas Tusket Falls, with their Blur, which tastes way better than a Budweiser, who needs to know about this stuff? Who needs to know that that this stuff is actually available? The person in the local NSLC here in Nova Scotia that walks into the liquor store and just goes straight to their Keith's, just regular IPA or a Budweiser or a Coors Light, without actually even recognizing that there are other beers available that are way, way better than what they're drinking. Just because they've seen advertisements or flashy people saying, drink our product.
There's
They
got
can't think outside the
there's
box.
got to be something to it.
They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that.
In my mind, I'm in the the quarterly report of the marketing department of Bud Lights. I'm in their meeting, the boardroom meeting, and they're saying things like, "Well,
Yeah.
Svensson, what have you got for us today?" "Well, sir, we've spent $84 billion on an ad campaign to get people to drink. I don't know why we're all British, but we are, to get people to drink more Budweiser Light here in the United States. Budweiser Light here in the United States. Yes, good, Svensson. And what has occurred? Well, according to these figures, sir, after our $84 billion is spent on advertising, we have 6, Svensson? Yes, sir. 6 new Budweiser Light drinkers that were not Budweiser Light drinkers before this campaign.
The numbers add up.
$84 billion, Svensson. Yes, sir.
I know.
6 people. Yes, sir. Jolly good money well spent. Good job, Svensson. Well done, everyone. To the bar? Yes, to the bar. To the bar, everyone. To the bar. Is that how the conversation goes? 6 more people drink Budweiser Light because of your Super Bowl ad. Well done.
It's obviously mass marketing. It's amazing marketing. How many people in the world don't know that McDonald's exists?
Mm.
And yet McDonald's, everywhere you go, you see a big yellow M because you recognize the sign. It's merchandising gold. So the merchandisers of that recognize that they've done what they need to get their name out there. But who can tell me, who can honestly put their hand on their heart and tell me that a McDonald's burger costing these days, Ross, a McDonald's burger and fries, even through the drive-in, it used to cost, what was it? Up until maybe five
Oh,
or
like
six years ago, you could get a burger for like
a buck
$2 or something.
50. Yep. Oh,
Yeah, a buck
absolutely.
50, and then throw some fries onto it, and then maybe a shitty Coke, and you've got yourself sort of $7 or $8 to buy that. That costs you now like 17 or $18 for a
Yeah.
burger and fries and a Coke. It's ridiculous. And yet the place down the road that's selling their equivalent of craft beer, i.e., your family-run burger joint down the corner that's making way tastier things, just doesn't have the marketing and doesn't have the ability to sell themselves like the big boys do. So they're never going to win. At the
Maybe
end of the day, they're never going to win. They're just going to keep producing better things
I think
in
that
the hope that they can survive for long enough to sort of, make themselves happy and make us appreciative of the fact they're doing their bit. And it sounds a bit dismal, but that's the way it is, isn't it? That's the way life is.
that might be the part that's maybe the elitism or the look down your nose bit at other people, because I usually just say things like, why doesn't anyone notice that this is happening to them? When you're being
Yeah.
catered to with the advertisement, why doesn't anyone say, oh wait, they're just treating us like we're idiots, so maybe I'm not going to buy their
Most of us
product,
are.
as opposed to, if you hear it 100 times on the TV, on the radio, you're gonna go out and think, what am I gonna buy? Well, I'm gonna buy Bud Light because isn't Bud Light the best selling beer? Isn't it, it is, right? Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to
Right.
buy, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
it is a bit of an elitism, but mostly just because I think,
There are stigmas.
why I've always, well, I haven't always asked myself. I started asking myself this question more and more as I grow older, because growing up, I just assumed that everyone had the same sense of imagination and creativity that I did. I just assumed that everyone was the same. But the more I'm learning, there are people that you could say to yourself, hey, here's an experiment. Look at the sun. Just, well, near the sun. Don't blind yourself. But look up at the sun and the blue sky. Yeah. Now, imagine in your head, what if instead of blue being the color that filters light and blue being the color of the sky, what if it was just a little different? And what if the sky was orange? And I've suggested this to people, and I've watched people with the creativity of a coral reef think about the possibility that the sky was orange and just visibly break into emotional pieces in front of me at the possibility, at just the concept of possibility. They're just like, it could, but no, the sky's blue. Wait, I think, no, I'm just asking you to what if a little bit. Just like, didn't anyone ever play in your own brain? Did you ever just think of the what if game? And I'm realizing, the older and older I get, the stunning amount of people that have just not used their imagination as a tool before. Not to the
Well,
extent.
obviously, the huge amount of people, and I've had this kind of conversation with a few people, the huge amount of people just want to fit in with everybody else. They don't want to be different. They don't want to stand out. They want to go with the majority so that they don't look awkward, which is why everyone wears the same clothes at a certain time of year. Everyone has gone out and got themselves a certain look because they just want to look like everybody else. And it happens here in this small community of Annapolis Valley. It's so obvious that everybody looks like everybody else. And therefore, why would you want to think outside the box and look a little bit awkward and weird and different? That's society in a nutshell, isn't it? That those people that do think a little bit differently are the pioneers, those people that go off on their own and say, I don't care about the zeitgeist, I don't care about what everybody else is doing or what everyone else thinks is the norm. I'm going to progress things and do things my way because I am an entrepreneur. I am someone that thinks that we deserve better. And if you're quite happy drinking Budweiser and Keats, then good luck to you and listening to Magic 94.9 and if you're happy with that and truly
not accepting that The Great Escape track 7 is the greatest song ever written. It's fine.
If you're happy with that and it makes you happy and you go through life like that, then the big boys, the big companies will sit back and say, we've got them. They're our people. They're not thinking progress. We've got those people. And there are more of those people than other people that don't settle for mediocrity and just,
Yeah.
Wow, that was deep. Can I score these before I leave?
Yes, we might as well. I think. Well, I know where my Tusket Falls is going. I mean, Tusket Falls. That's 9s. That blur is 9s. 9-4 probably.
Tusket Falls blur. Yeah, you warned me about this at the top of the hour.
Maybe that
almost
makes
an
it
hour and a
even
half
tastier. I don't know.
It's the haziest, squashiest, fruitiest Hazy IPA.
Really,
it's ticking every box.
Good.
It's right up there, I think, with the very best of the hazies. And I love Happy Place. I love Tropical Storm. I just adore Nine Locks thingy. I've even forgotten it now. I've forgotten the name of it. I love these hazy things now, and this is right up there with the very best of them. I adore it. This is a 9.5 for a hazy IPA.
Okay.
Ooh.
Agreed.
Gosh. I'm gonna down because I don't want to throw it out because Hilltop House Brew House, bless them. This is not fair. I'm still gonna drink it because I know it's gone off.
Yeah. No, I know it's true. And I can't say anything more about it. It was very interesting. But I don't think.
No, it's not supposed to taste like that. And if it is supposed to taste like that, it's quite extraordinary because I was not expecting that from a hazy IPA. It's not there. I guess I need to take a drive out there. I do, Ross. In my little wagon, I need to drive out to and buy us a Mauzy Ol whatever it's called.
Well,
is it still available?
Probably not. Is the other
I'm wondering.
bit there?
I'm wondering. It's incredible taste. I'm not. If that is what they're meant to taste like, it is the most unique hazy IPA I've ever tasted. I didn't hate it, but it's a million miles from all the others. It's like wood. It's like wood and tree bark.
It is, and, it's very earthy. That's for sure. Yeah. But I can't.
Very earthy, but not fruity.
I can't quite say anything about it.
No, I don't think it's supposed to taste like that. It tastes like soil and tree and oh, I don't know, horse chestnuts, whatever it is. It's not supposed to taste like that. Are you on the Fundy Fog?
I tried the Fundy Fog and the Halifax Tides, and I think the Halifax Tides, I'm giving it a high 8, like an 8.6. The Fundy Fog is an 8.2. I enjoyed it, but it just didn't have that hazy that I was looking for. It was low in the hazy.
I hear you. It's more. It's very malty. Compared to the others, they're very malty. By the way, no, I'm coming back to the Tides now. It's a far more subtle and easy to drink. Um, it's actually. I'm finding it less sweet than the Blur.
Yep.
It's really, really tasty. Very well balanced. This is fabulous. I think it's a 9.5 as well. It's good.
And I caught you at the tail end of 4 beers, but maybe that's why. I agree. I really like it.
It's
I
really
just
fab.
don't quite think it's a hazy IPA. That's my thing. I think.
Really?
It falls away from the description of that particular style.
I feel the Blur one is so juicy. It's almost overkill. It's so juicy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going almost into this is just orange juice territory. But it's wonderful. This though still just hangs back a little bit. It's tangy and it's fabulous. I think that's a 9.5 as well.
It is very good.
Yeah, fabulous. And finally, Fundy Fog. Malty. A alternate reality. It's right back to the North. Is it North Brewing that does alternate reality?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a maltier backbone to it.
Yep.
Or like the Dishoom, it's still got a maltier variety of the Hazy IPA. And 2 years ago, I would have died drinking that. I'd have been like, "Oh, this is just what I want," and I still love it. I still do. It's a nice version of an IPA for those of you that haven't progressed into the territories that you and I have, that are still in ale territory
with all of our judgments.
with a maltier. Yeah, it's great. I think that's a 9.2. Beer's great, isn't it?
It is delicious.
Beer's good. I like beer. Great. 9.2. Me and my peanut.
Thought that was going somewhere different.
I tell you what, I know peanuts. I was supposed to. I brought this water with me this evening.
Oh,
and I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be. I told myself this evening I'm going to be drinking lots of water between beers.
Oh, jeez.
Well, how did that go?
There's so many beers to even get any water in between there. Oof. No. We've been a good 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long time, isn't it?
It is.
All right.
I would like to thank Ian for being here. Thank Millstone, Sea Level Brewing, North Brewing, Hilltop Hops, despite the fact that we did a disservice there, but I want to thank Hilltop Hops for making the beer anyway, and Tusket Falls for making the beers that we tried tonight. Please do come back. We're here live every Wednesday night, live at the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@drinknsdry. You can find our podcast in all the podcasty places, or you can go straight to the source at drinkns.unsupervised.beer. But we're back, and we got like TikTok and Instagram and stuff and Facebook, and I don't even know what the hell else. But we're here every Wednesday night live from 8 p.m. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
I'm glad I stick around for that because I haven't heard that spiel before I said, I'm out of here. Good night.
No. Oh, yeah, he's never quite caught that. My favorite episode was the night that Keir asked, did Ian just leave? Anyway,